I'm joined now by Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel to discuss all of this. Attorney General Nessel, thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
I do want to start by just getting your reaction to Senator Graham's abortion bill. What do you think it would mean to have a national 15-week ban? What would it mean specifically for Michigan?
Well, I mean, I can hardly say that I'm surprised because we knew that this is what the Republicans' goal was all along. You know, for so long we've heard that, states are the laboratories of democracy and the state should get to make these decisions. And that's why we shouldn't have, the Supreme Court have this ruling in place that's held for so many years, so many decades, because the states should individually be able to decide. But now we know that they didn't really want us to decide in the first place ever, right? Despite the fact that, the legality of abortion rights is enormously popular in red states and blue. But essentially what it would mean if such a law were to pass, and let's be very clear, I mean, you'd have to flip both the House, the Senate, and the presidency in order for this to happen, because there's no way this is going to happen with with Democrats in power. What it would mean is for states like mine, once again, we would be subject to the arbitrary whims of those who are not truly representative of what the people want. And so, if the Republicans end up becoming in the majority again nationally, I think we're in real trouble in states like mine and in states all around the country. Obviously, what's notable. Yeah, what's notable is that there were some wins for abortion rights activists in your state last week. As I kind of mapped out at the top, you had the Supreme Court ruling to put that abortion referendum on the ballot, and another that struck down the restrictive abortion law back from 1931. But I guess as you watch those two developments, how tenuous do you think they are, and what would need to happen for them to actually be solidified? I have every confidence in the world that our ballot proposal will pass. And so here in the state of Michigan, we, will be able to ensure that women have the right to bodily autonomy, bodily integrity, that we have, equal protection under the law. But obviously, if that passes nationally, then it won't really matter what our state constitution says, because federal law will trump the state constitution. So I think people need to be very careful about who they elect, not just for their state legislators, not just for their state Supreme Courts, not just what they put on as a ballot proposal in their individual state, but they have to be very careful about who they are voting for Congress, for United States Senator, for U.S. House of Representative. It's incredibly important to know what their position is on this particular issue, because it might absolutely, eviscerate any efforts that we're making on a statewide level.
And Attorney General Nessel, I wonder, you saw what happened in Kansas on the issue of abortion when abortion was quite literally on the ballot. What do you think the impact of having abortion on the ballot will mean for turnout in your state in November? And what do you think it'll mean for candidates who support abortion rights?
Well, there was an important reason why the two Republicans on the State Board of Canvassers in Michigan wanted to keep this ballot proposal, the Reproductive Freedom for All ballot proposal, off the ballot. And it was simply because they knew it would generate turnout, and that once people were coming to the polls to vote for this ballot proposal for reproductive freedom, they weren't also going to vote for anti-choice candidates. And it's sort of ironic because the Republican nominee for governor said, great, you can come and vote for this, but while you're there, also vote for me, one of the most anti-choice candidates we've ever had on the ballot for governor in our state. And of course, everybody sort of mocked her for that, because why would you, if you're coming to support reproductive freedom and abortion rights, why would you vote for an anti-choice governor? Hopefully you wouldn't. But I think it's the recognition that there's going to be, dramatically increased turnout in our state, we hope, and we expect to see in Michigan because of this one proposal. And while they're there, they're going to vote for other candidates all the way up and down the ballot.
And obviously, the big battle will be for control of Congress in November. And Democrats are trying to, if not directly put this on the ballot in individual states, they are trying to make this the centerpiece of a number of races all across the country. On the other hand, you have Republicans who are putting the focus on the economy, on inflation. More tough numbers today. Do you think that the issue of abortion will supersede all other issues? I shouldn't say all other issues, but how motivating of a factor do you think it will be as Democrats try to hold on to power?
Well, I'm certainly not minimizing the impact that inflation, that the cost of food, that the cost of gas, that all of those things obviously have a very significant impact on an individual or on a family. But losing your right to reproductive freedom, I mean, once that's gone, it's gone. And, prices will go up and prices will go down, but your freedom to decide, when or if to reproduce, I mean, what is more major in a person's life? And the other thing that I find ironic is here the Republicans, they'll complain about inflation, but then they want to force people to have children who they cannot afford to support. So it seems to me a little contradictory, quite honestly.
All right. Well, Attorney General Dana Nessel, thank you so much for joining us to give us your perspective on all of this. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.